When doing research for presentations, you will probably be interested in including images in your presentations, whether they be PowerPoint or Google presentations. Now, how to do that can be tricky, but I'm going to show you a simple method. The first thing that we're going to want to do is to create a new folder on our desktop. So I'm going to go to the File menu and we're going to select New Folder, and I'm going to call it, the name of my project is Heart Disease, and I'm going to say heart disease images. Now, inside of that folder are going to go all the pictures that I find that I want to use in my presentation, plus I'm going to also include a Word document. Now, this Word document is going to include our citations and the URLs for the images that we find. So when I go ahead and create this Word document, what I'm going to be doing is later coming back and adding in a numbered list all of the images URLs. So let's go to do a search, and let's start in Google, and let's just do a search on the heart and see what comes up. Notice when I first do my search, I have websites, but I want to look for images. So when I click on images, I can scroll around to see what might be useful, and we'll say, gee, this looks like a great image to use. Now, there are two things that you have to do, and this is very important. First of all, you have to get the image into the folder that you've just created. And you never want to drag the image from this website. What you want to do is to click on the full-size image. So if I click on full-size image, notice now that my image is just the only thing that I see on the page. And this is what I will drag into my folder. Now, it's important that you grab the full-size image so that your pictures don't pixelate. Sometimes a full-size image might be very tiny. It all depends who put it up there and what size, so there's no rules for that. So some pictures, even if you grab the full size, might get pixelated when you stretch them out on a presentation and project them. So you do have to be careful. Now, the other thing that's very important that you have to do is you have to cite the web page from where this image came. So once again, when I clicked on it, the first thing that came up is the website for the image. Now, if I would look up at this website, I see it's a Google website. This image is not, that is not the source of this image. So we do not ever copy the google.com for the URL, but rather we click on the website for the image, and now we can see this came from a site called worldinvisible.com. Now, in copying this URL, I don't need anything beyond the .org, .com, .edu. We don't need to have anything else after that. So I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to select Edit, and I'm going to say Copy. Now I'm going to go to my Word document, and I'm going to type, I have my number 1 there, and I'm going to paste the URL. Let's make this a little bigger so we can see it. And we can obviously do whatever we want here, just so we have a heading. So my first image is from this particular website. But now I have to go back to my folder and I have to label this image as image number 1. Otherwise, I don't know what URL matches with what image. So I'm going to type a 1 there. So once I've done that, I now see that when it gets time to put the image into my presentation, I can grab the image and just drag it into my PowerPoint or my Google presentation. I then go to my Word document and I copy this link. And when I copy the link, I go ahead and paste it into the presentation in a very small font. A size 9 font, 10 font is big enough. And that is then covering what we require in the middle school for citing images that are used in presentations. So next thing I want to do, though, is to take this Word document and save as, and be sure that that gets saved into that same folder. So I'm going to go to my desktop, I'm going to find my heart disease folder, and I'm going to save the Word document there. So now I have it saved in one folder. Now, a couple things to think about. If you are working with a partner and you decide one night that you're both going to go home and look for images, if you both start numbering images 1, 2, 3, you're going to have 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, and you're not going to know which goes with what. So what URL goes with what image. So what I'd recommend doing is having your partner maybe doing ABC, and you do 1, 2, 3. If there's 3 partners, have somebody start at number 70, and they start 70, 71, 72. You can figure that out. One last thing, if you are working on a school's laptop, you know that you can't create a folder on the desktop, but instead you would be creating it on the desktop's screen capture folder. You would just put it in there, and then you would be able to find it later. So that's all there is to getting images and their URLs.